What's up, everybody? Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video. We are talking about Primarina today, one of the Alola starters that we can start playing on March 1st in Season 3. This Pokemon is really interesting, has a lot, this Pokemon has a lot of really cool things that it can do. It has some gimmicks that you can use if you want to just be gimmicky with this Pokemon. I don't see this Pokemon seeing I don't expect it to see a lot of competitive play. However, I do think it's interesting. Throat Spray is a really good addition to this Pokemon, and Liquid Voice is an interesting but not amazing hidden ability. However, it's pretty solid, and I definitely think it will see play, and I think it's cool. So, without further ado, let's jump into it. So, Water Fairy type Pokemon is pretty solid. We have immunity to Dragon, of course. Resistances to Fire, Water, Ice, Fighting, Bug, and Dark. All of these are really good resistances, actually, and being like a fairly bulky Pokemon, you can switch this Pokemon in against all these resisted attacks and actually just take not much damage and have pretty solid positioning, which is really good. And then for weaknesses, we have Electric, Grass, and Poison. Not that great, Electric and Grass is pretty strong, but not too much to worry about. No quad weaknesses, which is really good, and only a few weaknesses makes this Pokemon's typing very, very solid, actually. So, Liquid Voice is our hidden ability. It's really interesting. It gives all of our sound-based moves water typing. So it gives us Stab, Hyper Voice, which is really interesting. It's like kind of a baby Sylveon effect, which is really interesting. It doesn't give us that 20% increase. However, it does give us Stab, which is really good. Hyper Voice becomes an amazing attack with Liquid Voice and sets off our Throat Spray, and it's a good time. Anyway, into our stats. So 80 HP is pretty solid. Combine that with 74 defense, which isn't great, but its special defense at 116 is very solid. So pretty bulky, especially with special attacking moves. Physical attacking like super effective damage is actually pretty scary. So I hate this light. Why is it so bright right now? But yeah, like weaknesses, Electric and Grass, physical are kind of bad. We have to look out for things like Power Whip Gyarados, Dracozolt. There's not a lot of, at least we're lucky in the fact that there's not a lot of Grass and Electric physical attack, which is good. And then into our attack, we actually have 126 special attack, which is really, really solid, and then 60 speed. So honestly, this Pokemon reminds me a lot of a lot of Sylveon, which is, which is really good. Actually, being reminiscent on Sylveon is really strong. They're on the same speed tier. It has the same fairy typing, but it has water typing as well, and that's pretty cool. And instead of Hyper Voice becoming fairy, Hyper Voice then becomes water, and it makes this Pokemon actually pretty usable, in my opinion. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and jump into the actual build here. So ability Liquid Voice, like I said, it makes all of your sound-based moves into water. So this is good for a couple of things. So a couple of really cute things. So first off, Hyper Voice is really powerful with this, obviously, giving us essentially like Surf, but only hitting the two opposing targets and also activating Throat Spray. This makes this actually really powerful. And then we also have Perish Song is a sound-based move. This is interesting. So you see the Gastron right below me? You can actually activate Perish Song, and then Storm Drain Gastron is unaffected by it, effectively activating Perish Song for only 3 Pokemon instead of the Gastron, which is really interesting. Probably not going to be very great, but can be cute and is a cool little thing that you can do. However, then you won't have any trappers up, so maybe not the best, but maybe. I don't know. It just sounded cool, and I thought that was a really interesting thing to go ahead and touch on. So I wanted to just talk about that for a second. So yeah, I like that. I think that's cool. But Hyper Voice is the real MVP of this set. Anyway, we'll go into our actual moves. So Hyper Voice is really good for that. Scald is just another way of single targeting. If you Dynamax, then Hyper Voice is still max strike because it's not a sound move anymore. So we just use Scald to be able to max Geyser when we max. Also Scald's just good for single targeting, gives us a chance of burn, which is really good. And then Moonblast is just our very good fairy stab move, so I definitely like that. And then I have Protect on here. You can switch that out for an attacking move, but I just feel like Protect is pretty good, especially on Throat Spray Pokemon. If your opponent repositions and aims to knock it out, you can just Protect and then live, which can be very good. So yeah, and then for our other moves, we have Perish Song, like I talked about for very briefly. Perish Song is cool, but probably not going to be very good. It's very gimmicky, but it's cool. I think it's neat, you know, to say the least. Then we have Hydro Pump, which is just another option instead of Scald. Same with Sparkling Area, and then Aqua Jet gives us that priority swing, which is pretty good. And then we also have Icy Wind, which just lowers speed, Ice Beam, which just more coverage, Shadow Ball, and Energy Ball for coverage. This Pokemon has a lot of good coverage, special attacking moves, which is good. Into our actual stats here, so HP 252, and then special attack 252, very basic build. However, we just want to be able to live as long as possible with our already pretty good bulk, and then also just deal a lot of damage with our already good special attack. So that's kind of the whole thing about this Pokemon. Just do good damage. That's really all it is. So into our synergies, we have Incineroar first off. It covers our weaknesses really well, doing neutral damage with electric, you know, and then just dealing really good damage with, to grass Pokemon, being able to cover Primarina pretty well. Also lowering physical attackers with Intimidate, since Primarina is a little bit lacking in physical defense. Anyway, yeah, so I like Incineroar. I think Incineroar is pretty good for that matchup, or for to pair it with. I just think Incineroar is going to be very well off this format without Primarina. However, Incineroar is a good option for if you're using Primarina. And then we also have Whimsicott here. Being Tailwind and Fake Tears is both a very useful thing for Primarina. We're not super fast, so setting Tailwind makes us pretty fast, 80 to 160. That's actually really good. 160 is a really solid speed tier, so if you set Tailwind, you're looking to be pretty fast with Primarina, which is good. Fake Tears is also really good if you Hyper Voice and then Fake Tears, or Fake Tears and Hyper Voice. You get a lot of damage off on a lot of things, which is really good. I like that a lot. Whimsicott is solid. And then for our last one is the Gastrodon. Like I was saying with the Perish Song, is really cool. Otherwise, you don't really want Gastrodon out. But that makes Perish Song like a really interesting little tactic that you can do, and I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it for this build and this slide in general. We're going to go ahead and jump into our speed tiers. Like I said, we're not super fast. We're on the same speed tier as Sylveon, which is 80 with just uninvested and 31 IVs. We're base 60, so 80 is like not very bad. You know, we're on the same tier as Jellicent and Sylveon. Jellicent is not always going to be uninvested. It's very frequently going to be hindering, since it says Trick Room. I'm very bright. I'm sorry if it's too bright. Maybe, oh, there we go. I'm not going to hold my hand up there the whole time. Anyway, yeah, so 80 is pretty good. Things that outspeed us, Tyranitar at 81, uninvested. It's pretty annoying. That's one faster than us, but oh well. Then we have Gothitelle, uninvested. If Gothitelle is hindering, then we're outspeeding it. However, it's pretty close to half and half, honestly, to be uninvested and hindering. So you never really know with Gothitelle, to be honest, until like after turn 1. Togekiss and Milotic both outspeed us. That's like fine. They're always going to be outspeeding us, guaranteed, which is unfortunate, but it's like I said, it's fine. Neither of them really threaten us too much. Then things that we do outspeed is Scrafty, which is really good. It's fine. Scrafty doesn't really threaten us too much either, although we like destroy Scrafty with a Moonblast. Just get him. Gothitelle hindering will outspeed, and then Gastrodon always will be outspeeding unless it's like set with Tailwind. But even if it has like a little bit of speed investment, which we've seen in the past, we're not worried. It's not going to be outspeeding us. So yeah, that's speed tiers. Overall, pretty basic, not very fast. Into our damage calcs. So damage calcs. Thunderbolt from a max invested special attack Rotom Wash. Hits guaranteed 2 hit KO. We guaranteed live it, which is really good. 62 to 74%. That's not that bad. And if you set any kind of screen like Light Screen or Aurora Veil, we're just living. We're living twice, which is really good. If it's set before the first attack. If it's a slow boy using it, whatever. We can actually get screens on Primarina, which is really interesting as well. Anyway, Dynamax, max overgrowth, max invested Gyarados hits 104 to 124%. This is kind of This is very threatening, obviously. Max Gyarados can just OHKO us with the overgrowth, and since it has Power Whip, it's going to be OHKOing us every time with it, which is annoying. None of these are Dynamax calcs for Primarina. However, a lot of them are going to be throat spray, so after you hyper voice, and then you can hyper voice again and do a lot of damage. So the first hyper voice is going to be less damage. However, the second after you use hyper voice, we threaten a lot of damage on a lot of Pokemon, which is really good. So anyway, on to our next one is throat spray activated, max invested, modest Primarina, our build. In with Primarina Hyper Voice into a Rotom H. This is the most used spread, the most common, 252 HP and 4 special defense. We are hitting guaranteed OHKO, which is very good. After one boost, if they lead it and we get a liquid voice, Hyper Voice off before our throat spray is activated, then we're not OHKOing. However, we threaten a lot of OHKOs after it's activated, so that's really good. The next one with the throat spray activated does guaranteed OHKO, the most common spread of Arcanine at 250 or 196 HP and 4 special defense. This is just the most common spread on Pikalytics. And then which we OHKO, which is really good. And then activated, we have a 68.8% chance to OHKO and Excadrill, which is really solid. However, Excadrill can Dynamax a lot of the time, and it also runs Sash a lot of the time, so we probably won't be the best against that. And then it has Iron Head to threaten pretty solid damage against us. However, it's not super effective, and it's just neutral damage. It'll still do a lot of damage, don't get me wrong, but we won't die, which is really good. And then Primarina Moonblast into the Tyranitar in Sand has a 93.8% chance to OHKO with the throat spray boost, which is really strong actually. Being able to threaten a very big knockout or a very big OHKO on Tyranitar in Sand is very good. So yeah, that's our damage calcs. That's going to be it for our damage calcs. We'll talk about single spotlight real quick. However, this Pokemon isn't very prevalent in singles. We will be using the Choice Specs Torrent build, just doing as much damage as we can with Choice Specs without having to set off throat spray first. And we're using Torrent, so since Hyper Voice is only really good in doubles, not just hitting one, you might as well just use Surf or Scald or anything. Since it's only marked one target anyway. So we're using Torrent for that, since Hyper Voice doesn't really do much in singles. And so our build, if I could talk today, that'd be cool. Anyway, our build, Choice Specs Torrent, it's really good. It just gives us that 1.5 times boost. This Pokemon just threatens a lot of damage against across the whole board. Hydro Pump, Scald. Hydro Pump does more damage, but is a little less accurate, so we have that Scald as an option. You can definitely switch this around. You could use Sparkling Area instead of Scald, doing 10 more damage, but not threatening burn. Same with Hydro Pump. If you want to use another spread damage move, you can switch those out. By all means, definitely, and then we have Scald and Moonblast and Energy Ball. Moonblast is for a fairy, and then Energy Ball is just our one coverage move. Like I said, you can switch out something like Scald or Hydro Pump into Sparkling Area, and then you could have the other one being Shadow Ball. What were the other moves? There's some other moves. Ice Beam. Yeah, pretty good moves. Some coverage moves. That's really all it is. And then for our investments, we just have 252 into special attack and 252 into speed. With the nature being modest. If you go for a fast nature, even max speed, you're really not outspeeding that much, so it's more worth it to just go into modest and kill everything. Yeah, kill them all. Kill them. Doesn't Primarina look like a killer? Primarina's a killer. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. I like Primarina. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's promising. Definitely will. I definitely hope to see it in VGC and singles. And I think the Pokemon is really promising. The ability is pretty okay, pretty good. And then Throat Spray definitely gave it a boost, which is really good. Hyper Voice, double targeting, stab, activating Throat Spray is very good. I think it's very powerful. Yeah, that's going to be it. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't gone into my giveaway yet, I'm going to be plugging it in every video. Go down in the description or go on my channel and go to the video. If you have not subscribed, if you have not signed up, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like the giveaway video, and comment on the giveaway video, and you'll get entered. Couldn't think of the word. They're still up there. I still need to just put one over here so I can show it. But it's the Funko Pops. You just gotta subscribe, like that video, and comment which one of them you want. It's the starters, the Kanto starters. So yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see Primarina a lot. I probably won't, but I hope to see it. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.